So today I'm going over the syllabus for your class, just kind of going over the best practices for how to access the class throughout the semester. Your class, MH203REMC, Statistics 1, it's going to meet and has met once thus far online in class sessions, Mondays, 11 a.m. to 12:15. What that really means is that there's a Canvas conference that I'll be hosting from my basement whiteboard every Monday at 11 a.m. The way that you'll access that conference is you'll go to the course Canvas page. I should have it set up so when you go to home, it goes to the syllabus. All right. And then in this menu, normally what I want you to choose is modules. Modules is where everything is happening. Basically, the stuff that you need for the course starting out, which is what we're really reviewing this first half week, is the syllabus that I'm referencing right now and going over. These are just general policies for all manner classes, and then this is the quiz that I'm preparing you for with this video. So normally I want you in these modules. Where the real work comes in with math is when we start the modules that surround each test. So this first test module begins with a page labeled variables and data, graphs for categorical data. If you click on that page, then it's got 4 tabs at the top. The first is objectives, what you're hoping to learn from this lesson. The second is the PowerPoint lecture for each of the first 2 sections in the book. If I want to view the actual PowerPoint, because sometimes it's blurry and goes in and out on the way it's being recorded on this screen, then you can always click on the link to the PowerPoint and you can download or open the PowerPoint in a separate window so that you can view it as you're watching the video. The video link is a link to YouTube where if I press play, it's going to play and show me doing the first lecture. See, the first lecture is about 20
Where our
minutes. So
statistics class begins is with variables and data. Really, I like to tell students that this first unit is going to feel more like a social studies class. There will be some math involved.
So basically, in any unit, you're going to start by watching the lecture. The lectures are what I would have done in front of the class to begin a class and basically going over all the new material of the day. After you watch the lecture videos, there's also video examples here, which I've tried to find shorter lessons, so usually try and keep them to like 10 to 20 minutes from other professors that are introducing similar topics. So if it was a little difficult to understand from me, hopefully these guys or girls give you another way of looking at things. The last tab I think is the most important one to me. It's the classwork. To be clear, this is never due this classwork, but what it is it's example problems exactly like the ones that you're going to be asked to do for homework. So in order to make these classworks, what I did was I went and looked at the homework that you were being assigned, and I tried to mimic the problems and make ones like it with different numbers, different situations, but the same concepts being tested. So these are Word documents that, again, you can open and attempt. They're never due, they're just there for practice. If we go back to the module now, within the module, every time after you have that page that has the lectures and the classwork, there's going to be videos that have all the answers to the classwork. So these are the videos that are the classwork answers to 1.1. These are the videos that are the classwork answers to 1.2. Then we have the actual assignments within the module. This assignment, Variables and Data 1.1, is the first assignment in the course. In order to have access to this, you have to link your Canvas course page to your WebAssign account, or really your Cengage Unlimited account. As long as you're a full-time Manor student, you already have paid for this Cengage Unlimited account. The way that you link the accounts is you click on this first assignment, Variables and Data. When you click, it will open in a new window. When you say load 1.1 in the new window, it'll ask you for your login. Since I'm already logged into WebAssign, it automatically takes me to where all my classes are. For you guys, it would take you to this first assignment. But I have a lot of students who got confused on how to log in. Again, the way that you're going to log in is you're going to use your Manor email as your username. You're going to use your Manor email password as your password. Now, you want to make sure that you're using the ones that you were issued by Manor because that's what was used to create your accounts. If you've since changed your password, I don't believe the change password will work. A lot of students had trouble getting these accounts linked correctly. It's something you definitely want to attempt as soon as possible to make sure that you have access to the homework. Once you have it linked once and put in your credentials, from then on, when you click on one of these in Canvas, it'll open in WebAssign and allow you to complete the assignment. Let me go back to the syllabus. So I know I got a little off track there, but basically what I was trying to say was the online in-class sessions you can find through the Canvas page. The way you do those is you click on conferences. When you click on conferences, they'll appear here as new conferences where you'll click a blue button that says join in order to watch a conference when it's live and be able to ask questions either by turning on your microphone or by typing into the chat window. If you're not able to make the class time, that's absolutely fine. You can watch the conference after it's completed. The way that you do that is you go down to the concluded conferences section and you click on the conference name. This was the conference that happened on January 11th for your class. When I click on it, the link appears beneath. This link I can then click and it will play me the entire class as it was recorded. I press the play button.
So first of all, welcome everyone. I'm glad you're here. I'm excited for the semester. I think last semester went decently well, but there was a lot that I didn't foresee, and
So the hope is that you're able to access that assignment, or I'm sorry, that live class, even if you weren't able to be there. I will say that this presentation doesn't usually upload for 4 to 5 hours, I would say, until after the class is complete. So you wouldn't be able to access it until like 5 p.m. on a Monday. I apologize for that. It's not under my control. It's basically entirely run through Canvas where they just automatically upload it whenever they do, and I get an email saying that it's been uploaded. That said, you'll notice that it's not clickable when you look at the office hours that were Wednesday. That's because Wednesday's class times are really more tutoring sessions where the homework is due that night. I'm there at a whiteboard, ready to answer any questions that you have. If you want to come and look in and watch other students answer questions or ask questions, you can. But basically, I don't record it because when I have recorded in the past, I found that students were less likely to ask questions as opposed to when I had other conferences later in the semester around finals time that weren't recorded. I got much more interaction with students. I really just want to make sure everybody feels comfortable coming to office hours, stopping in, asking questions. That said, you absolutely don't have to come if you don't have any questions. It's time that your professor is there, ready to help you on the day that the homework's due. Turning to the syllabus, I'm not going to be on campus at all this semester. I apologize, but obviously things are not normal right now. That said, I will always be available Wednesdays 11 to 12:15. You also can always reach me by email at emolton@manor.edu. Also through WebAssign, there's an Ask Your Teacher button, which is wonderful to use if you're doing a question for homework and you're not sure why it's being marked wrong. If you click the Ask Your Teacher button, which is right there on the screen with the question, then it will be sent to me where I can see what the question you're being asked is, what the answer they want is, and what your most recent answer was. So a lot of times students will say, I know I'm doing everything right, and it's possible they are, but they didn't realize they have a comma where they were supposed to have a parentheses, or there's some little formatting error that's throwing everything off. Especially with statistics, it gets confusing with some of the things the way they want it formatted, whether it's a brace or a bracket or a comma or a period. It also could be that you make a rounding error, which I would like to mark correct, but the system's marking wrong. For all these reasons, using the Ask Your Teacher feature is much nicer for me as an instructor. It really lets me see what's going wrong and lets me more quickly address what the issue is. Course description is here, and then as far as required student resources, again, your Cengage Unlimited subscription, if you're a full-time student, is included. It comes with an online textbook. If you're full-time, you just use your Manor email, ID, and password, and it will give you access to the class. You should not have to buy a book or pay anything additional. If you're just taking my class, it's possible you have to buy a course code or separately buy the semester's worth of Cengage Unlimited. But again, anyone who's full-time has this already included in their tuition. As far as calculators for this class, a TI-30X2S would be fine. Really, any calculator It has a PRB button you can use for this class. I'd say that the reason I recommend the TI-30X2S is because it lets you do things with parentheses and some of the more complicated formulas that we use in the class. It lets you set everything up where you can still see it on the line and double check before you press enter, whereas some other calculators do it as it goes along, which makes it more confusing to see where a mistake was made. If you have a TI-83 or higher, which is a graphing calculator, we definitely can use that for this class. It's just way more expensive than I want to tell students they have to buy. It'll cost you like $120 new, as opposed to this TI-30X2S will only cost less than 20. Anything you have around, again, that has a PRB button will work for this class. If you're not sure if your calculator will work, if you want to take a screenshot of it and send it to me, I can take a look. If you're somebody who could go on and do calculus or stat 2, then I might recommend springing for the TI-83 and starting to get used to using it, because you definitely will need that for the calculus class. Moving on with the syllabus, the ways you're going to be assessed, that Cengage online homework is 20% of your grade. Again, I do not mind helping you with this. If you come on the day the homework's due and ask me direct homework questions during office hours, I will answer you. I will try and help you with them. If you email me, ask your teacher questions, I'll try and help you through anything that's going wrong. You get 5 attempts at each problem. I'd say if you get it wrong 3 times, that's a good time to send it as an ask your teacher, maybe see if I can help figure out what's going wrong. But basically, that homework is there for practice, and it's questions exactly like what you'll see on the test. Again, it's worth 20% of your grade. The assignments are due Wednesday nights. I don't mind extending those assignments. I can extend them until the day of the test on the material the lessons are on. Discussions boards, those are also going to be due Wednesday nights. Those are done through Canvas. Everyone who completes a discussion board will get full credit for the discussion board. You get 10 out of 10 for any attempt. I will comment on the math and tell you if something went wrong and how to correct it, but you only lose credit if you don't do them on time. If you turn them in late, you get 8 out of 10. If you don't turn them in all, you get 0. They're worth 10% of your grade. I really hope you try them every week and again get full credit for any attempt. In-class assignments are based on those Monday classes. They'll be presented as a quiz, but again, I'll go over all 10 questions during class, and I will give you the answers if you attend class or watch class after the fact. Um, you hopefully will ask questions during class on anything you don't understand, and then other students who might have similar questions will see that and learn from it. I'm hoping it's an interactive experience, but at the very least, it'll give you a chance to answer 10 questions like what you're going to be seeing in the homework that week. That gives us 40% of the total grade in the class, between 20% on homework, 10% on discussion board, 10% on in-class assignments. That 40%, I'm really hoping anyone who puts in the effort gets close to all of. That's supposed to be there to help you grade, because the rest of your grade is tests and exams. There's 4 tests in the class. For those tests, you get graded based on one singular attempt. You get 1 try at them. If you get it right, you get credit. If you get it wrong, it's marked wrong. Those test dates are set. I cannot extend any test. Basically, the day that the test is due, it shows everyone in the class the entire answer key to every question. So it's not possible, if you miss a test, to then extend the test that you were originally supposed to take. I created alternate versions of the test, but whenever I create these alternate versions, I basically had to begin by finding problems for the homework. Then I found new problems for the sample test. Then I found new problems for the actual test. When I'm choosing among what I have available for the alternate test, sometimes it's difficult to find problems that are the same difficulty level and type as the sample and original. You're much better off trying to complete the tests as they were originally intended by the original. There's one final exam. That final exam is due by the class end date, which I believe is the 30th of April. I cannot extend the final exam for any reason. Please let me know if there's some problem where you would need to have the final exam available early, but you have, I believe, 8 days where the final's open, and it needs to be taken somewhere in those 8 days. As with the test, there'll be a full sample final that goes over problems like those that'll appear on. There's how the grade's calculated. There's what you need to earn the grade that you want. As far as attendance, I'm going to put attendance into the system on Sundays, but it's really going to be based on the Wednesday before. Did you do the discussion board? Did you complete the in-class assignment? Did you do any homework that was due that week? Completed the assignments up for that week, I'll mark you present. If you didn't, I'll mark you absent. Bottom of the syllabus is a full schedule, everything by date that we're going over in the class. First, topics that we're going over in the first column, then the homework that you'll see in WebAssign, and when it's due in the second column, things that are due through Canvas in the third column. The fourth column is just more problems if you're working with a tutor or somebody else and you want to try these problems. These are all problems from the book that you can access by using the ebook through WebAssign. And these are good examples like what I want you to do for each of the sections. The IH column is just saying how many instructional hours they are with each section. See everything here. I didn't change any test dates last semester. I don't expect to change any this semester. See, the first test in your class is due by the 10th of February through WebAssign. There are a couple weeks that are a little broken up, like your test 2 week is structured around spring break. So really, you have 2 weeks that test is open. There'll be no class on the week of spring break, but if you want to submit it during then, it is open. It will be due the Wednesday after we get back from spring break. Also, the Easter break when we don't have Monday class, I still make one lesson due. I'll still have office hours for that day. But since the school's not open Monday, I'm not holding Monday class. On Wednesday, I will have office hours, but there's not going to be a discussion board or in class. Otherwise, that's how everything's laid out. Again, you can look and see what any of the due dates are for anything that's going to be coming up in the class by looking at this calendar at the bottom of the syllabus. I think that's everything I wanted to cover, but just to double check, what I'm going to do is go back to the module and look at the quiz and one by one through what these answers. The quiz, the first question is, what's the main tab in Canvas I should be using to work through the material in class? The answer is the modules tab. You know, everything's going to appear in my version as if it's the first answer is the correct answer. For you, these will be randomized. Second question, which of the following graded assignment types is the biggest part of your grade calculation? It's tests, they're 40% of your grade. Question 3, in order to link the course Canvas page to the WebAssign only homework, what do you need to do? You need to click on the first assignment in the modules tab, use your original man or email and password to log in, and then they will be linked. Where are the lecture video links located? They're within the module, the second tab on any lesson page. When are the classwork assignments that appear in the module due? They're never due. They're there to give examples like the graded homework, but you do not turn them in. Can I extend online assignments if I miss a due date? I will extend any online homework up to the date of the test on that material. Tests have to be taken by the due date. I cannot extend a test for any reason. What's the best way to ask me about a question you're struggling with on homework? Use the Ask Your Teacher feature in WebAssign. How do I use office hours while we're fully online? During your scheduled office hours, which are Wednesdays for you guys, during your class time 11 to 12:15, I'll have a live Canvas conference where I'm at a whiteboard ready to answer your questions. Do I need to attend the live class in order to complete the in-class assignment? You can take the quiz without attending the conference, but if you attend the conference, you'll have a 10 out of 10 on a graded assignment. I literally give you all the answers. You also can view it again after the fact. You just need to wait until it's uploaded. Can I turn in a discussion board post late? Yes, you can, but it'll be worth 8 out of 10 instead of 10 out of 10. I believe that covers everything that I wanted to cover with out of this.